in Austria. Kids were conditioned to follow parents' path. But unlike other kids around me, I was very determined that I have to get out of there. My father was a police officer. He wanted me to go to the military and marry a Heidi or a Gretel with braids and to be happy ever after. And then one day, I saw the cover of a magazine of Reg Park. And it says how Mr. Universe became Hercules. I opened up this magazine and I read through it, and there was the whole plan laid out. My father, he said, this is an embarrassment to me, and was stomping all over me. So in 1965, at the age of 18, he got me set up with his pals from the military to become a tank driver. But I was talking about becoming the most muscular man in the world. The problem was, how do I now go and train every day on a military base? I said to myself, okay, Arnold, here's the goal, and whatever it takes to get there, I will do. So I was doing my daily work, cleaning the guns and going to the shooting range, marching 20 miles a day and crawling around up hills with weapons, running at 5 in the morning with heavy combat boots and all of this stuff. And when everyone just almost drops dead at night and is totally exhausted, I worked out 3 hours and got up early in the morning again to do my sit-ups and my push-ups and my chin-ups. 5 or 6 weeks after, all of a sudden I get the invitation to go to Stuttgart to the Junior Mr. Europe Championship. Here's an international competition, and if I really wanted to start making a big splash, that competition in Stuttgart was the way to go. I was lying in bed and I was questioning myself. Do you really want that, Arnold? Did they put me in jail? What does that mean about me? I had my doubts. In the meantime, time was running out. The bodybuilding competition was approaching very quickly. This caused me sleepless nights. I asked myself, Arnold, what is it about you that is so different? Why are you the only one that sees it so clearly, this goal, going to America and winning the Mr. Universe contest and getting into movies and making millions of dollars? No one else talks about this around here. Is it real? Is it just a crazy fantasy? But, wait a minute, Reg Park did it. Then it's possible. Arnold, focus. The key thing is to be focused. Visualize your goal. And I saw myself standing up there on the stage just like Reg Park, and it became more and more clear. Arnold, you got to go. When they announced number 3, number 2, and I was the winner, I just couldn't believe it. It was one of those important moments because I realized that I was not dreaming.
See, the king of the hill can only go down.
They've never heard of me.
The king of the hill can only go down. There's no.
I must have something
the wolf on the hill,
that
right,
is unique.
is not as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill.
That's
Because
true.
I didn't have
See?
anything.
He's not as hungry, but
I
when
had
he
no
wants the
money, I
food,
had
it's
no
there.
thing. We had no TV, we had no refrigerator, nothing.
Good. How you doing? You remember Joey? How you doing?
Just got back, huh?
Can I sign up here? I want to start gaining some muscle.
What's that?
This last 2 or 3 or 4 repetitions, that's what makes actually the muscle then grow. And that divides then one from a champion and one from not being a champion. If you can go through this pain barrier, you make it to be a champion. If you can't go through, forget it. And that's what most people lack, is on this having the guts. The guts to go in and just say, I go through and I don't care what happens. You know, it aches, and if I fall down, I have no fear of fainting in a gym. Because I know it could happen. I threw up many times while I was working out, but it doesn't matter, because it's all worth it. You cannot have any kind of an outside negative force coming in and affect you. Okay, let's say before a contest, if I get emotionally involved with a girl, that can have a negative effect on my mind and therefore destroy my workout. So therefore I have to cut my emotions off and be kind of cold. If somebody steals my car right outside of my door right now, I don't care. It wasn't a very sad story when my father died, because my mother called me on the phone and she said, you know, your dad died. And this was exactly 2 months before a contest. She says, do you come home to the funeral? I said, no, it's too late. You know, he's dead, there's nothing to be done. And I'm sorry, you know, I can't come, you know.
Amazing. Can you imagine the feeling I have 6 times Mr. Olympia?
I told you found the fountain of youth.
It's incredible. 6
You could go on forever.
It blows my mind when I think
People
about
are
it.
going to get so tired.
I called my mother yesterday already and I said I won. She says, congratulations, Arnold, you know. Look, Frank, what you have to do is when I say side chest, then hit the side chest and let it come out. And if you don't have it, don't hit it. No, don't hit it.
This is the most boring thing, the whole workout. I'd rather do squats than waist work.
You don't like it?
Can't stand it.
That's the time I use to think about how I make the next $10,000. And some fellow came to me into the gym and said, I want to win Mr. Munich, you know, and I am a perfect poser, and I have a fantastic body, and I just want to learn a new posing routine, a new style. And I told him that the new thing is that he has to scream while he's posing. Well, I practiced with him for around 2 hours, spent a lot of time on developing his new posing routine, and he went to the Mr. Munich contest. And I told him when he walks out, he has to scream loud too, you know, run out, ah! And so he did. And obviously people weren't ready for that at all, you know, so he went out there, he screamed loud, went through 3 or 4 poses with some loud screaming, and they carried him off the stage.
Remember, if you're training hard, he may be training twice as hard. You just got to keep coming back stronger. Right. All the way, Louis. You'll never get this chance again.
The day of the contest, if he comes in his best shape and he's equally as good as I am, or if, let's say, he's a few % better as I am, I spent with him one night. I go downstairs and book us together in a room, you know, to help him for tomorrow's contest. And I will mix him up. but by the time the night is over, the next morning, he will be ready to lose. I mean, I will just talk him into that. That's no problem.
One and only Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Iron days. They say, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. The others are working out just as hard as you do, and they look sour in the face. Why is that? And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. Everything I ever did, the thing that I heard out of people's mouth was, that's impossible. That can't be done. I was Mr. Olympia 6 times, I was Mr. Universe 5 times, and Mr. World and Mr. International. I won 13 World Bodybuilding Championships altogether, and now I said to the agent, the Hollywood agent, I want to get into movies. He says, no one in Hollywood ever has become a leading man that had an accent. Look at how big you are. You weigh 250 pounds. But you know something? I didn't give a shit.
It is meatballs, cheesecake, Apfelstrudel, the whole business. Okay. Yeah, she says that she's gonna bulk me up to 280 pounds. Yeah. And then she's gonna fix me up with your sister. Oh.
first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. It's like you can have the best ship in the world, you can have the best airplane in the world. If the pilot or the captain doesn't know where to go, it would just drift around. It would not end up anywhere, or most likely in the wrong place.